A big a big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this channeling session, I would be talking about the divine masculine and divine feminine's shared feeling of healing themselves. Once again, very important part of the ascension journey, because crazy people or psychos, they never think that they are crazy, never, or they have a problem, or they have a flaw, or they need to heal. If someone says, I want to get into therapy, I want to heal, it means that even if they have crazy parts in them, even if they have some kind of psychotism, or even if they have some type of traumas or wounds or any type of negativity, basically, if they have it, these are the only people who can release themselves from it. These are the people who can heal. Those who don't want to heal themselves or fix themselves, and they never consider that they have any type of flaw in them, that they are completely perfect, they will never heal. Few days back, I had mentioned in a channeling session that in previous times, in olden times, every 25 house, you leave 25 houses and you'll meet a crazy person or a psycho or somebody with a mental disorder. Now in current times, the number has decreased to 10 house. Every 10 house, there will be somebody who is having some kind of either anxiety issue or some kind of paranoia, some kind of depression, some kind of trouble, some kind of mental trouble. But it's only in the ascension journey that we admit and we accept that yes, we could be suffering from something and we need to heal. All our behavior patterns and all our mental reactions, they are a result of some kind of a wound, and that's the reason why people in the ascension journey heal. The other people in the worldly world, or say the narcissistic people, they cannot heal at all. And once you start healing on yourself, doing healing on yourself, you can also coexist without being codependent on other people. Now, another important factor is that why are these mental disorders increasing by the day in today's world? In today's world, many things are happening. If you actually look around, we are all going through a global pandemic, which has never happened in the history of planet Earth, that a global pandemic has taken place. Even when World War I and II took place, at that time also, it had not consumed the whole world at the same time. But now the whole world is witnessing something together. That is number one. Number two, we have become a very materialistic society. Everything is about money, about houses, about who likes you, how many people like you. Now, what is wrong in telling others that you're happy, or what is wrong in telling others that you're sad? That we don't say it to our own selves. We don't go within. If anybody can go within themselves, if anybody can dive within themselves, that is the time when they can change, they can shift themselves. This inner world, or the word inner work that we do, it is basically admitting and accepting that there is something within us that needs to change. We want to change the whole world. We want to change our lovers. We want to change our family members. We have all these studies. We have psychological studies. We have spiritualistic studies. In fact, there are three things that every person, three epics or three texts that every person should study. Actually four, but main is three. Number one is Ramayana, number two is Mahabharata, and number three are the Upanishads. You can Google, the word is UP, Up, then NI, Ni, and then SHADS. Upanishads, Mahabharata and Ramayana. These are the three things, if you study them, a lot of things will start making sense to you. Why do I tell people to study Ramayana and Mahabharata is because these are stories, these are epics about gods and goddesses, okay? But the interesting part is that they have not shown even God to be perfect. So there are reincarnations of Vishnu, there are reincarnations of Lakshmi, there are reincarnations and sons and children of godly beings, of nature beings, but they show how many problems they also have. Back in those days, because people were born in Treta Yuga and Dwapar Yuga, though both these yugas, not both of them, both these yugas were in the descending order. So what happens is, in the descending order, the position of women is compromised. The feminine energy is compromised badly. As the time goes on descending and reaches to the Kali Yuga, which is the dark ages, the position of women remains only as an object and only as a child reproduction machine. In the dark ages, I have heard that women used to have 7 children, 8 children, 15 children, 16 children. My own grandmother had given birth to, 12, 13 children, out of which 9 survived. I got to meet all 9 of them. So it was very common for women in the villages to keep producing babies and keep having children. Now, why am I talking about this? I'll explain it to you. When a position of the woman is compromised, or the woman, sometimes like in today's world, now we are in the ascending times, we are in ascending Dwapar, but now it is changing. So in the dark ages, toxic femininity also rises a lot. Why? Because women have no other way to enjoy some kind of perks and privileges and luxuries until and unless she does not bring out the toxicity in her. Or she has to be at par with the men who in the descending ages are always wanting to do wars and always flaunting physical strength. They are not in their mother energies, nurturing energies, or provider energies. It's all about showing off how much power they have and how many wars they can win and how many people they can kill. That is toxic masculinity. Okay. Now, because of toxic femininity and toxic masculinity on a rise, what happens to the children? The society is no longer a children-oriented society. So those people who are our adults right now, they were also at one point, they were children. But they did not get the right type of love, the right type of education, the right type of protection. And they did not focus so much on the spiritual teachings or the spiritual studies that are very, very, very important for our mind. And it's very important to know, if gods and goddesses can have flaws in the descending times, who are we? We are just normal human beings, unhealed, wounded, no clue about spirituality or very little information about how to ascend. For private sessions, personal readings, guidance on dream interpretation, counseling and therapies, please go through the description box first, and once you are sure, then write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com. When it comes to twin flame intuitive readings, I prefer not knowing anything about your journey before the reading, because we need to get the best and the most accurate answers. And if you tell the reader everything about your journey in advance, then you only think how can the reader give accurate answers. I know there are other readers online who ask you for your twin flame journey, and it's their style. Some of the people give the answers via email also, but I don't do that. So that's the idea, to get the best solutions. Okay. In case of and yes, we will discuss your twin flame journey during the reading, because automatically it happens. When the answers are being given, automatically the journey gets revealed, and we can discuss then during the reading. In case of therapies, you have to share with me different facets of your life so that we can heal the wounded inner child. Without you healing the wounded inner child, and this is exactly what we are discussing in this channeling also, that all these disorders and all these pain bodies and all this suffering is caused because the society is no longer a children oriented society. The society has become patriarchal and matriarchal in nature, but not child oriented. So this is the reason why the children are getting wounded on a daily basis, and when they grow up, they are adults but they have so many wounds and so many codependencies that it's very painful for them to live like that. So we need to heal the wounded inner child, which then leads to a 5D union. Without the 5D union, 3D union is not possible. You can also get my book In the Name of Love, which has 5 uplifting and inspiring channeled twin flame stories, 5 types of twin flame stories based on the journey of finding our ultimate soulmate. And for this book, the link is also given in the description box. You can connect with me on Instagram at Sunamoon Goddess, and you can also check out the Sunamoon Vlogs. It's a channel where I share interesting content that supports ascension lifestyle, because ascension is a lifestyle. Today only I shared about reishi mushroom. Now reishi mushroom is a type of food that if you make it a part of your daily routine, it's a tea basically, and it's called tea of immortality. It's really good for your gut, and your gut is directly connected to your third eye. So in the twin flame ascension journey, your intuition plays a very important role. So these type of things also I share on this channel, and I talk about different subjects like narcissism, which is very important area that every twin flamer, ascensioner or star seed needs to heal to progress in their journey. And things that you should consume, and just even fun stuff. Okay, so because our life is a combination of mind, body and soul, so we need to include realistic things, authentic things in our routine. Because of all of this, there has been a lot of suffering, and because of this there has been a rise in people who are suffering from mental problems. Back in those days, if you would tell somebody that I have mental problem, they would literally consider that something is hugely wrong with you. In today's time, at least, it is changing, and people are getting into therapy. People are becoming conscious that I need to study. If not therapy, then they're trying to get into inner mode, or they're figuring out how I can meditate, how I can get rid of my addictions, how I can eat better. Back in those days, there was no concept of food. You just kill and you eat, and meat is not a requirement of our body as such. But if you look at things around us, what do the reptilians, extraterrestrial do? They want people to always stay worried and always be trapped in slavery energies. In today's world, we don't have slaves, how they used to sell slaves in Egypt and all those countries. In today's world, we have modern slaves. People are a slave to the society, and it's like a machinery. It's how a lot of youngsters nowadays, all they want to do is they want to get famous, they want to get popular, they want to get a lot of views, they want to get a lot of followers on the social media, because that makes them look nice amongst their own peers, amongst their own groups. And it's not wrong to be on social media. I mean, if it's your work, if it's your job, it's all right. If you are looking for some time pass, it's all right. And even in order to look for good information, in order to look for all of this great ascension information also, we need to come online, because this is a platform, okay? But when this platform starts consuming you day and night, and you start looking for validation, that's when it is a problem. Because previously the technology was not that advanced, so people were looking at each other, the society in a physical way. We were looking at validation. So we were conducting a lot of meetings, we were doing a lot of festivities, we were doing many activities, which is, I won't say they're all completely wrong, but there were many activities which were specifically done so that people could get validation from each other. And that's why the ills of the society had also risen. There were many ills in the society back then, and mostly women were repressed and suppressed, and they were judged a lot, and they were treated like caged animals, sometimes worse than that. Now in the ascending times, the position of women will change. Now you must be thinking, why should the position of women be changed? Why not men and women both? Men and women both need to change, alright? But when the position of women changes, when she comes into her power, she's the mother actually, she's going to be the nurturer, she's going to teach the upcoming men, the male society. And also in our Sanatan Dharam, also in our culture, in our Vedic culture, I would say. I would not say in our present culture. In the Vedic culture, when you study Mahabharata, when you study Ramayana, when you study Upanishads, you will realize that women is considered to be Shakti. Shakti means energy. And men are considered to be Shiv. They are descendants of Shiv, or the masculine energy is called Shiv energy, the feminine energy is called Shakti energy. And both of them are interdependent on each other. So the masculine receives Shakti, which is energy. She is the charger basically. She will charge him. So if she is confident, if she is smart, and if she is in her powers, and if she is in her goddess energies, and if she is able to practice unconditional love and not be treated as an object by any man, just as a sex object or as a child reproduction machine, she is going to bring a lot of change and her energy is going to improve. And this is also the reason why we want divine feminines to surely do their inner work and be able to unblock all of their blocked chakras and thus connect with source energy and integrate with source. Now this grace of God, this ultimate grace of God, can only happen when the DF wants to heal and she wants to remove and release all of the disorders, all of the trouble-making problems, all of the triggers, all of the wounds, all of the trauma bonds, even tantrums, I would say. When she releases everything, she becomes so powerful, she becomes so pure that she starts giving energy to her DM, to her actual twin flame. So what is the meaning of twin flame? Twin flame is the last or the final partner that you have on this planet, the ultimate mirror for you. And yes, we also meet a lot of false twins. It's a part of twin flame journey. So don't feel bad if you encounter a false twin relationship and it has gone for too long, because if you have met your false twin, you'll definitely know what not to do, what not to look for, and you will also definitely meet your DM. The twin flame journey is designed for karma yogis. It is designed for people who are supposed to find liberation while living the householder's life. And this liberation is a combination or a combined process of psychological, spiritual and physical activities that take place on a daily basis, which lead to a 5D union. So if you look at all the stages of the twin flame journey also, they don't say it's a union with the masculine. They say it's a union. That's it. Union means that your masculine and feminine energies are in balance and they are in equanimous situation. Okay? Which means that you don't react. You respond. And you need to respond. You need to respond to everything around you. You need to respond to the good, you need to respond to the bad, but you just need to be authentic in your response. A lot of people think that you should just be nice to people, or you should be mean to people, or something like that, whatever their notions are there. But the reality is that you need to be authentic, you need to be real, because when you're real, you're going to do the right thing as per the situation. So in this channeling session, the masculine and the feminine both are in the process of being aware that I need to heal. Okay, I need to fix myself. I need to take 100% responsibility for my life, for my actions, for my life, for everything that I do, everything that happens to me. 100% responsibility I need to take, and thus I need to fix myself. Not because some other people are fixing themselves and you're just fixing yourself when you don't even need fixing. Or you don't need that much fixing. But I have always said this, that ascension is a lifestyle. When I say ascension is a lifestyle, it means, what does it mean? That inner work and ascension needs to be done every single day. Every day. To a point where you're doing it all the time. Even when you're sleeping, you're integrated with source. Okay? So on that note, I would be closing this channeling session. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.